Henry, hello.
Good to see you again. How are you?
I'm doing all right. And you know what? It's true. You do have very recognizable shoulders. I'll give you that.
Well, good, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the scriptwriters knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you the big question that everybody wants me to ask straight off the bat, right? Did you like Arcane as much as I told you would?
Yes, I really did.
The world's growing smaller every day. Up there on the surface, the topsiders are leaving the Undercity further behind.
I'm so glad you told me, because when you said it, I went home immediately and I was like, right, Natalie, I was told by this guy at work that I should watch Arcane. And she was like, oh no, I've heard some pretty good things about it. I couldn't stop watching it. And it got really late. And Natalie was going, right, we should probably go to bed. And I was like, no. Got to keep on watching. And she went, okay, yeah, I'm with you. We should definitely keep on watching. It's amazing. And I'm very thankful that you introduced me to that, because I may have missed it otherwise.
I'm just hoping and praying we can get you a voice role in some series someday. It takes forever, but a man can hope. Now, obviously, there was like another question other people might be expecting me to ask. So where is Cal right now?
Cal is a few blocks away, actually, from where I am. He's safely ensconced. Yeah, he's not in the room. He's not in the room.
Can I just say, though, you are a very brave man stepping up to this Enola Holmes 2 junket festival, knowing that you've just made one of the biggest announcements of your career. You're obviously so happy to be back in the suit, the Man of Steel suit, we all noticed. How are you finding this whole experience, dodging round all of the spoilers and trying not to say anything?
Well, the wonderful part about all of this is that there are no spoilers yet. It's all in the construction process, and that's what's so exciting. Mm-hmm. It's such a privilege and such an honor to be back. And I'm just incredibly excited about working with the whole team and bringing optimism, hope, and joy to the character. So everyone has something to really believe in and really follow.
Yeah, here's to that, because when they had all those rumors about Comic-Con, you must have been like, oh, just you wait, guys, please. Just you wait.
There was a lot, because all the rumors were coming out, and obviously I was working and had a lot of people going, so you're going to Comic-Con? And I was like, no, I'm not. They're like, but you are, aren't you? And I was like, no, really, I'm not. I'm not. And then obviously having the other secret in the back of my head, and I was like, I'm just going to have to ride this one out and see what happens. Then obviously everyone was so disappointed, and I just thought, okay, patience, it will come.
You know who I blame is everyone involved with the wonderful production of Spider-Man 3, essentially. No Way Home, Andrew Garfield. I can't believe anyone ever again. So Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Anyway.
Enola.
Let's jump to Enola, because I'm wondering what are the particular challenges to playing Sherlock in this incarnation.
Dare I ask?
Because you've got the incredibly complicated Sherlocky dialogue. You've got all the exposition, but you've also got, forelock bouncing into your eyeball.
Right. I would say the forelock is the least of my worries. I think sometimes it's the exposition-y dialogue which can be very tricky, because you can't sit back and tell it in a relaxed round the campfire sort of storytelling manner. It has to be fired off at 100 miles an hour.
It's an intrigue, isn't it?
Emotion.
The Tewkesbury case.
Bit more complicated than a simple disappearance. He jumped from the train with another boy.
And while also trying to convey emotion and thought, and then you never know how the editing process is going to go after that, and so it's that's probably the biggest challenge, but it's also fun. It's fun to have large swathes of dialogue, and the whole point of my character is to play in support of Enola.
Sherlock, why are you here? Is it my case or your own?
Both. Seems our cases are connected.
So as long as I'm doing that bit right, and I'm elevating. I'm supporting that character. I'm supporting Enola, and I'm supporting Millie's performance of that character. Then I'm doing my job right. And so that's what's key for me throughout this entire process. And it's an enjoyable one. Millie's a fantastic actress and a great producer too. And so I enjoy the whole thing. I would say I think challenge is a strong word because it is very enjoyable.
Don't be so desperate to prove yourself, Enola.
But it's important.
There's strong brother and sister energy here, like in real life. And I loved it when you're pretending to be drunk and she is, let's be honest, Millie, pretending to hold you up.
I didn't know you had steps.
One should always have steps to avoid people stepping on you.
I mean, the script itself says, and I quote, "You're as heavy as a dead horse on top of another dead horse."
Yes.
Have you been doing your weights, Millie? Come on, let's...
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely, Millie and I make fun of one another a lot on set. and she's owed some punishment for teasing me with the threat of TikTok videos on Enola 1. And so I definitely lent pretty heavily into Enola when I was being drunk Sherlock.
Here we go.
There were certainly times where she was like, "There's no way I could actually hold you up in real life." But it was a good time. It was good fun.
The blooper reel for the first film is mostly Millie flossing. Like, that's almost all of it, just dancing throughout.
Yep.
I mean, I can do it abnormally fast.
How close did she ever get you to either corpsing so spectacularly you're in the blooper reel or actually dancing?
Actually dancing is a strong no. There's a solid chance you won't catch me flossing, regardless of how drunk I may or may not be, as character or otherwise. Mm-hmm. And she's got me corpsing a few times. Maybe not intentionally, but she's got me corpsing a few times.
Take that. There's that great video you did solving the world's mysteries, and her pretending that you were saying something so dull, she was doing the classic.
You would have a creature that was not a chicken lay something, and what came out of it would be its evolved state, so it would be a chicken.
Yeah.
I genuinely feel like you could have grown up together. Like, I just love you guys.
It's I mean, we both come from sibling families, and it's easy for us to fall into the role of siblings with one another. We're straightforward. We don't get our feelings hurt very easily, and it's just, yeah, it's fun. It's simple. It's easy, and she's a wonderful lady. So it's good to work with.
Now, we've talked before about, the geekiest thing in your house and the joy of being a nerd, but I was wondering, as a curiosity question, what would actually be your celebrity mastermind specialist subject? Could you pick one?
Probably be Warhammer. I would say that's probably the thing I know most about.
Would you specialize? Would you say 40,000? Would you say, I don't know?
I would say 40,000 because it's been a while since I've delved into. I mean, Age of Sigmar is something which I haven't quite tested the water of yet properly. But when Fantasy
also, imagine getting that wrong.
Oh gosh, no, that would be, yes, sacrilege.
The forums.
I'd say probably 40,000 right now. I think the forums are fairly forgiving actually when it comes to Warhammer, because there is so much lore and so much information. There's so many new people coming in that it's not unusual for people to not know the intricate sort of pieces of lore which exist. And that's what I like about the community. It is a community made up of so many different types of people that, I mean, every now and again you get a keyboard warrior who will throw some spite at some poor innocent bystander who just asked a simple question. But that's all part of being on the internet, really. And the community in general, though, I think is a wonderful community.
Ain't that the truth? Well, let me leave you with this. You answered a fantastic, brilliant answer to a silly question, which was, what are your best fantasy, sci-fi reading recommendations? And you mentioned Feist, Gemmell, Sanderson, Jordan. And I've had so many people respond so enthusiastically to that answer. And I was just wondering, for anybody who's managed to get through all of those legends, what else would you recommend right now? What's on your stack of books by your bedside these days?
Well, I've been given a book by Aaron Dembski Bowden, in fact, who's a prolific Black Library writer and very, very talented. And it's Stephen Pressfield, I think his name is. I will need to double check that, but I think it's Stephen Pressfield, and I'm looking forward to reading that. If Aaron thinks it's good, then there's no doubt that it's very, very good.
Is this the Stephen Pressfield, The Warrior Ethos?
That's a very thin book, and there's other ones as well, and so I'm looking forward to reading those.
I'm getting right on it. Henry, it's always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Please have a great rest of your day, and I cannot wait for the joy. I cannot wait for it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to keep up to date. You can listen to my Radio 1 movies and TV podcast, Screen Time, on BBC Sounds. And you can find these interviews in full on BBC iPlayer by searching Movies with Ali Plumb.